G'day, it's Telfo from Street Machine. This is episode 5 of the Sig Chrome Combi build. We're down here at the Australian VW Performance Centre in Croydon. The guys here have taken delivery of the car, so it's time to dummy up the driveline, the suspension and brakes, that crazy moonroof, and all the interior stuff, the cupboards and toolboxes and bench top. All that's a fair bit of fabrication involved, so we want to do that now before the car gets painted. When that's all done, it'll go back to Chisholm TAFE. They'll cover the car in some delicious red paint, and then it will come back here for the final assembly.
So today we're going to be installing the brake supply by UPC. We're going to be fitting the new wheels, the Fuchs replicas, installing the gearbox which has been rebuilt and cleaned up, and also fitting the engine which we've seen in the previous builds. So by the end of the day, have this all sitting in and rolling on its wheels.
We've got some great looking MP mags on there that are just chock-a-block full of brakes. What do we got going on with the brakes?
Oh yeah, well they're all off a like a XB Falcon, and they've been all fully modified to suit the vehicle. They're 325mm rotors. We've had the booster modified. Hopefully with the power of the engine, it should pull up good.
Yeah, so basically what just happened is the threads that we've got on here are brand new, and we just put a couple of nuts on, throw the wheels on to turn the car around, and what's happened is because the thread was dry, we didn't have any lube or anything on it, the thread allowed us to go on, and then it's picked up a little bit of burr on the thread, and because there was no lubricant, it started to weld itself. We were trying to remove it, it got stuck, we had to drill part of the stud off. Yeah, just a bit of a minor hiccup, bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah, that's all right, it's only minor setbacks, so we're all back in business now, so it should be good.
All right, last time we saw this engine, it was sitting on an engine stand. It was looking pretty damn cool. It's a 2.2 stroker with twin carbies. The guys have dressed it up really nicely. They've now painted the engine in body colour, and they've got it sitting in the back of the Combi. Mick, can you explain to us, obviously these things are air-cooled, they have no coolant, no radiator. How do they stay cool, and what happens to all that excess heat that comes out of the engine?
Okay, so what we've currently done, as you can see, now the engine is sitting in there. This particular fan is the workhorse of everything. So the engine temperature is directed through these tubes down into some heater boxes, which then activates right up to the front of the vehicle. So that is how we use the engine to heat the car.
Yep.
This also cools the engine, and this system is also the alternator.
Right.
So this is a major function of the engine. Hence, if we happen to break a fan belt or something like that, we're in serious problems. But we've still got quite a little bit to do in here in the sense of some dressing up underneath to make that nice, and it won't be too long before we get this back to Chisholm to paint it all up. So here we are standing in the Combi. We were originally going to put in a glass top, but unfortunately through all engineering developments they've told us that we're not allowed to do that. So now we've opted for a slide back sunroof, which is in 100 inches long, which is probably one of the longest sunroofs we've seen. We'll have to do some reinforcing, and obviously we're going to also have to lengthen these side panels a little bit to allow the roof to sit in. So look, as you can see from this particular angle here, this is the amount of the roof area that still has to be notched out. This area here is the area that we still have to fill in. So we're going to still have to fill all this in, weld this all up, cut this all out, drop the roof in. Then we're going to send it back to the students at the TAFE to complete the exercise of filling it and getting it prepared for paint.
Yeah, look, today's gone quite well. Obviously, we had a couple of little dramas here and there, but pretty much achieved exactly what we needed to achieve, which is installing the front end, getting the thing onto its wheels, fitting the brakes on. We just got a few little bits and pieces to finish it off. Yeah, I mean, we already know this thing goes like a rocket, so it should turn a few heads once it's all on the road.